All right, guys, this is week 8 week 8 or week 9 of our dream vacation. So let's go ahead and start working on our second page. Last time we were working on our home page of our website, and now we are going to work on our second page. So let's go in and find our website. So let's go to our Waffle, open up Drive. And in the search window of your Drive, I want you to type Cahaba Tours. And when you do that, it's going to pull up your website. So let's go ahead and go on in there. You'll have to double click on your website to open it. And hopefully everything is still there. Everything saves into our Google Sites as we prepare them. So just a little refresher, we have our Cahaba Tours as our homepage title. And then we have our country listed. We have highlighted the location, the language, and the landscape of our country. And then we inserted our weather paragraph that we had written before. So you're going to need a couple of things. First, you're going to need your website, which you've already pulled up. And then you're also going to need the quick fact page that you worked on. I believe we did this in week 3 of Schoology. So another way in which you can find this, you can go back to your Google Drive and you can type in quick fact and it will pull up your page. Okay, so I'm not going to pull that up because I don't want to pull up someone else's work. But if you search it just like you did your website, you should have that quick fact page there. So what's on the quick fact is you have it's just one slide that you guys prepared, and it had cities to visit, places to enjoy nature, and people. So those are the 3 things that you're going to be highlighting. So what I would do is I would have one tab open with your slide, with your quick fact slide, and then one tab open for your website. That way you can toggle back and forth and get the information that you need. All right, so what we're going to do is we are not going to put anything else on our homepage. This is all that we are going to leave on our homepage for now. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a second page within our website. So let's go over to our toolbar over here to the right, and let's click on Pages. Now, within that template that we used, that team template we used last week, you have some pages. This is our home page. This is where we are right now. And if you click on it, it's just going to stay where it is. And then you have projects, project 1, and contact. So these are pages that were already created in that template, and we're just going to take those and we're going to modify them to make them work for us. So everyone, once you get here, if you'll just open up projects by clicking on it, this is opening up that second page. Another way you can navigate to this page is to go over here to the 3 lines to the sidebar, and it will display those pages right there for you. Okay, so I'm going to exit out because we're already where we want to be. Make sure that you are in projects page, not project 1 or contacts. So instead of projects, we're going to rename this just like we did on the home page. We're going to rename it quick facts, just to give our clients a little quick information about their country. And okay, so we have that at the top. Now we're going to scroll on down. Now remember, you had what, 3 things that you talked about on that slide that you mentioned. You mentioned cities to visit, places to enjoy nature, and people. So the very first heading that we're going to use will be cities to visit. So we're going to change that to cities to visit. And then underneath, you are going to write a little paragraph. It's really not even a paragraph, I don't think. I think you could just call it, it's more than a subtitle. Basically, it's a little description about the cities you could visit. Now, if you did your slide correctly, you should have 2 cities listed and something about those 2 cities. Okay, so that's plenty of information. I want both cities listed and something about those cities that make them interesting. So you're going to do all of that in this. You're just going to write all of that information. You should already really have it. You're just pulling it from that slide over here, but you're going to write it out. You're not going to do it in bullet form like it is on the slide. It's kind of like your slide was an outline for your writing, and then this is your actual writing. All right, so once you get your 2 cities listed and the interesting facts about them in that little paragraph, then over here to the side, this looks like it's a picture template space, but it's really not. It's a place for you to pull something from your drive. We're not going to do that though. So what we need to do is we need to delete this little placeholder, this drive placeholder, and we need to replace it with a picture. So what we need to do is we need to delete it. So to delete it, we have to highlight it blue. See how everything is highlighted blue? And I could delete all of that at one time if I just click one time. However, if I click 2 times, notice how it just highlights the drive frame. Then it would just delete that part, and then all of this stuff is still going to be there. But I want to delete it all. So I am going to see how this, if I hit delete now, what would it delete? Everything, my writing and my heading. I don't want that. I just want this part gone. So I'm going to click over here, and notice how all of this is now blue. And now I'm going to click the trash. And so I've now ridded myself from the button and the drive frame. But I want something there. So what I have to do is I have to insert. So I'm going to go over here to insert, and I'm going to find an image. Insert image, select, and I'm going to go to my Google image search, and then I'm going to click, I'm doing Italy, so I'm going to say Rome, Italy, because that would be an interesting city. I'm going to type that in there. And then I have a really great selection of pictures from Rome, Italy. So I'm going to pick one that I think would be nice for my clients to see, and I'm going to insert it. Now notice what happened when I inserted. It did not show up where I want it to go, did it? I want it in this space, and it's down here, and that does not look good. So what I need to do is I need to take this picture, I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to pull that picture where I want it to be. So I've clicked it, and I'm going to drag it up. Okay, so now it is where I want it. Now what I can do is I can resize. So if I want this picture to get a little bit more noticed, then I can make it bigger. If I want to highlight a certain part of my picture more than others, I can click the crop button, and let's say that I wanted to kind of zoom in on one particular part, and it only showed that part of the picture. I can slide it around by clicking and dragging, and then click the check mark, and now I have highlighted a certain spot. I don't really like the way that looks, so I'm going to fix it back. So I'm going to just drag my little dot all the way down so I can zoom in on most of the picture. Then I'm going to click, and now I have it pretty much the way I want to. Let's see, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There. Okay, so now I have my picture next to cities to visit, and I have a nice little space under quick facts. Okay, so our second thing that we listed on our slide was places to enjoy nature. So guess what I'm going to write right there? Yep, you guessed it. I could just put nature if I wanted to, or I could put enjoy nature, places to enjoy nature. I could put any of those things. This is your website. You kind of make it how you want it to look. If you want it to be centered, then you'll need to change that alignment. And then you should have some things underneath about nature, some interesting parts of nature in your country. So you're going to write just a little description in that box to tell me something about nature, because obviously your clients want to know information from you. So give them that information. You did all this research. Let's show it off. All right, next I need to delete this little frame. Remember, I'm just going to click once. It's going to highlight all of my blue, and then I'm going to delete. And now I'm going to go, I already have insert up, so I'm going to go over to images, and I want to select from my Google image search, and I would like to, I'm going to just kind of put Italy nature. Let's see what comes up. Woo, some pretty stuff. Okay. I'll just go with the first one and click insert. And remember, oh, it just keeps on doing that. Is that annoying? So I'm just going to drag it on up. I want to make it bigger because that's a beautiful picture and I want to show that off on my website. And I'm sure my clients are going to want to come to Italy after they see all these great pictures. And then my last picture, or my last section, is going to be people. And I want to center it. You don't have to. I just like it centered. And then go over here and type a little bit of information that you learned about the people. Come on over here, delete that whole section, insert yourself an image, select. I am just going to go for it and see if it says, I'm just going to look Italy people, see what comes up. Yep. So I'm going to type that one. And then bring it on up. It's pretty easy to click and drag if it gets placed in the wrong spot. Okay. And then, okay, so I had 3 things on my slide. So I have my 3 things listed now. I do not have 4. So I need to delete this whole section. What I can do is I can just come over here and I can click one time. See how it highlights the whole thing in blue? And then if I place it in the trash can, I've now deleted the entire thing. All right, so another thing, we also need to get rid of this footer. Instead of delete, you could delete it if you want to, or you could just place a nice little Cahaba Tours at the bottom. That's really your choice. Whatever you think you like the most, do that. Okay, so you have your little Cahaba Tours, and click back over here. Take a look. If you don't like all of that space between your sections, you can delete all that space too, if you want. It's up to you. Okay, so beautiful little page right there. I've got my quick facts page all set and ready to go. All right, now I have one last little thing I want you to do. I want you to go back to your home page. How do we get back to our home page? We could do it one of 2 ways. So one way would be to go over to Pages and click on Home. Okay, so that's one way you could get back to your home page. Another way, I'm gonna go back to this page. I just remembered we need to rename this page. See how it says projects? So if I click on the 3 dots, I need to, well, we'll figure that out later, I suppose. Maybe I could just double click on it. Yeah, double click on it. And then let's type in Quick Facts. That's the name of that page. So do a little double click to rename the name of that page. All right, so another way I could get home is I could go over to my 3 lines and I could get home that way. Okay, guys? So make sure that you have renamed your page by double clicking and then get over here to home page. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to go to the bottom of my home page and I would like to add a button. So I'm going to go Insert and I'm going to go all the way down here and it says Button. Okay, and I want to name my button Quick Facts. Okay, because that's the name of my page. And then my link, I want to link this button to my page called Quick Facts. So there it is, Quick Facts. I'm going to click on that. So you should rename it. So let's type Quick Facts right there. And then when you click on the link, it gives you that option to send it to the page. So I'm going to click Insert. And I'm going to resize it because I can't really read it. Okay. And now, whenever I have my website published, if someone clicks on Quick Facts, then they're going to be able to find it. They're going to be able to click on that and it's going to take them to the page that we have called Quick Facts. Okay. So, and we may play around with the positioning of that once we get all of our pages linked and created. So that is what you're supposed to do today. Just a quick little review. You're going to go over to Pages and you're going to find project, click on it. You're going to rename the page Quick Facts, and you're going to rename the heading, the title of that page Quick Facts. And then you're going to use the slide that we made, I think week 3, that was called Quick Facts. You can find that if you search in your drive. Use the information that you wrote onto that slide, cities to visit, nature, and people, to give me those 3 headings. Give me some information about the cities, nature, and people, and then you're going to delete that little drive frame and you're going to add a picture for each one. After you do that, then you're going to rename your page Quick Facts if you haven't already. You're going to go to your home page and you're going to go down to the very bottom and you're going to insert a button. So you're going to go all the way down, insert a button right here, and you're going to link it to the page called Quick Facts. And then you'll probably have to resize it at the bottom as well. All right, guys, that's what your assignment is today. And I can't wait to see all of your web pages. We'll talk about how we're going to present those in just a few weeks. All right, see you later.